Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and here I am working on this new machine that I picked up, used machine, the Karcher BR30/4C hard floor cleaning upright self-contained floor washer scrubber dryer. I guess I don't know what they call it. Anyway, I did use it a little bit, and then I realized there's something not quite right here. It has, I'll just show you some things on it. I've got obviously partly here, but this is the brush that sits in here. And it kind of just fits in quite nicely. And I'm not going to put it in right now because I got it up here on the little table. But I wanted to show you something here. These are the vacuum squeegees. There's two of them. One snaps in there, and one snaps in there. There? No. There. That's where it goes. So it just sort of snaps in place. Oh, it's not going to snap in place because I don't have the rubber. This thing sits over top of here too. So anyway, I've pulled this thing off. There's some screws under here. This pulls out of the way, and so it sprays and it sucks up. It has a squeegee in the front, squeegee on the back, and I'll show you the spray thing, which is kind of interesting. It's right up in here, and there's a little tab here, and you can just pull the thing out, and it's like a rubber thing. It's got little teeny weeny holes in it, and it sprays onto the brush as it spins. And so that's how that works. I don't know how many psi the brush or the pressure, what pressure this thing has. Probably not very much, but it doesn't need it because it's mostly the brush that's doing all the action, of course. But I did try it out a little bit, and I kind of figured that it wasn't picking up very well. And it apparently had been used maybe once or twice. It was bought at a dental office. They give it to their house cleaner or their janitorial lady, whatever, and she didn't like it. So she'd used it a little bit, then she parked it, sat for a couple of years, and I guess what's happened is she probably had used it on the floor before vacuuming or sweeping the floor, and there was a lot of debris and junk in the squeegees, and there's a pretty small little slot here, and there's one in the front, one in the back, and I was thinking this wasn't picking up very well, so there's a hose on the back, goes up the back, and I'll show you the hose. The hose is right here. So I stuck a garden hose in here and sort of sealed it off as best as I could. And then I turned on the hose, and right away I noticed that the water wasn't going through there very well, which is it should be. But what I found was that it was coming out of the back nozzle thing here, but not out of the front. So, now I'm about to, don't want to lose that. So I was I was working on it yesterday, and I couldn't quite figure out how it came apart, and now I just did, because the wheels, a bunch of screws under here, took them all out, couldn't get the top off. And then I was trying to figure it out. I went online, found a parts diagram explosion of this thing, and then I realized it was showing a couple of screws up and behind the wheels. So the wheels have to come off, and there's two more screws, and now it's just falling apart. Okay, so now I need to drop this down a little bit. I'm going to be careful as I pull this apart, because I got to put it back together. So there's the top. And this whole mechanism in here, I got to make sure I don't get this confused, because this is raises and lowers the suction, and so I'm expecting there's a clog in the top of this thing right here. So, oh, that comes off. Okay, gotta remember where that goes. And here's where I think the problem is. And these springs are obviously critical. Don't want to lose that. Okay, there we go. So, what we'll do is we'll run some water through this thing and make sure that I've got full flow. Okay, what are you chewing this time? My little helpers. We'll try it over here on the sink first. Yeah, that should work. Okay, so let's turn on the water. Oh yeah, see the front's not, nothing's coming out the front, hardly. It's coming up the back one. Oops, watch that too hot. It should be coming out of there with good flow. It doesn't quite seem to be. Oh, that's getting better. But still, you can see there's a clog in there. See if I can get something in there. Oh yeah, there's junk in there. That's... Oh, look at that, eh? See, it was put away. It's been sitting for a couple of years apparently, so not good. So it's sort of petrified in there. It should be coming out way more out of the bottom one, shouldn't it? There we go. Okay, this does come apart. I was hoping I wouldn't have to open it up, but oh, I can see this crap in there. So I will open it up and make sure I get it out cleaned out in there, because it's definitely got to have full flow. Shut it down. Hardly anything coming out of the bottom one at all. So I'll open it up and it is all fixed, cleaned out, and put back together. I've got to be careful because I know there's a little seal in here, and be careful I don't wreck that seal. Okay, I will show you what happens when it's all back together. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.